obviously you've had 3 years now. You're an indirect outsider in a way, in that, you know, you've had the experience as a customer being a talent, and now you've come into this space and you're offering a service as an independent agency. Now you're on both sides of the equation. I guess I'm curious, what's been the best and worst thing about dealing with both sides?
The best thing,
place to be.
Yeah, the best thing on the talent side of things is having everything done for you. You know, not really having, as long as you trust. You know, I trusted my management and had a really good relationship with them, and you know, our talent, it's very similar. So I think from that point of view, just not having to handle with admin or not having to handle with everything, and trusting that everything's taken care of. The worst thing as a talent myself. I can't really think of too many things. I mean, at the time I was, you know, super young, and I was just pretty grateful to have everything catered for. And then I guess on the other side of the agency side of things, the best thing for me working with talent is just, I guess, the creative side of it. You know, you're working with so many cool individuals, so many young people that they just kind of, you know, they're so creative in different angles. It's not just so, it's not just one dimensional. There's, you know, people doing podcasts, people doing video casts, people doing, you know, influencer stuff, events. We've got people over in the, even if, you know, not with us, but you look at Jake Paul and what he's doing with the boxing stuff. It's just a whole different dimension. So what I love to do is connect with people and see how they think. And really just, I guess, just challenge the status quo in a sense. And then the worst thing, there's not too many bad things, but there's a lot of different personalities. So for me, again, you know, back to football, I've dealt with a lot of different personalities. So it's been really, it's held me in really good stead, but I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. I would just say it's something that, you know, that you have is challenging sometimes.
Yeah, you have to learn to deal with. I guess I'm curious, when you mentioned Jake Paul before and you think about the creators, because I really respect, you know, people can hate on the Paul brothers, but they are amazing marketers and salesmen. You know, the whole Triller thing, the fact that Logan is fighting Floyd Mayweather is just ridiculous to me. Like that we're in this era where a YouTuber becomes an exhibition boxer and is probably going to make tens of millions of dollars just from fighting this guy. Who are the people that you are really fascinated by as talent? And it could be someone that you're managing, but someone that you're not managing, and it doesn't have to be any reason why. But I guess I'm curious, who are you fascinated by the most at the moment?
Yeah, it's, you know, Jake and Logan. Firstly, they have done things really differently, but again, those guys, probably them two. Yeah. Like, to be honest, it's them two. It's, you know, I had the pleasure of, you know, connecting with them really, really briefly in Coachella just after I finished football, and it was pretty much just a high and by conversation. But yeah, they don't surprise me. What they do is they inspire me, but they also amaze me with how much knowledge they have of the internet. You know,
they're so clued in.
Yeah, they really know, like, everything from Jake's point of view. You know, it's just, even though it looks so, you know, it is very authentic what he does, I feel like, but it's very strategic. And just the way he can push and pull levers is just phenomenal. And it's what's, you know, it just reinforces how powerful social media is. The fact that, like you said, YouTubers can be boxing, you know, one of the greatest of all time. And then, you know, you've got him calling out Conor McGregor, who's one of the greatest of all time in the MMA space, is crazy. But again, it's going to continue to happen because there's so much attention, and that's what social media is. It's attention.
But also there's anything is possible with the internet. And that's the thing that I've learned. And like, Logan is the one who really fascinates me. I think what he did with NFTs, the Pokemon cards, all that stuff, to me blew my mind away as to what was possible. And I remember when it was happening, I was speaking to creators, because we've got some creators who have sort of posts that are like the most liked post in Australia on TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's something here. And I've said the idea of NFTs to a few of them for a while now, and just experimenting with this sort of stuff, and to think a bit bigger. And I guess those two, and particularly Logan, helps with that, I think, for sure.
Yeah. The thing with Logan that impresses me with is just how he kind of transformed his image. He went from that vlogger to, that YouTuber to now he's just got, he's got the podcast with Impulsive, but he's almost like, it went for those guys. I don't know. They've been they've got a lot of haters, but the one thing I feel with Logan now is he's got a lot of supporters.
I think
that love him.
Well, I couldn't stand Logan. Like I think about Logan went from that guy who filmed someone who hung themselves in Japan to just like a dude that you can't really. I find it hard to hate him now.
Yeah,
he's actually quite aware of himself and quite switched on.
Yeah,
and like I said, 2 years ago I would have said, "Oh, fuck that Logan Paul guy," but a year later, I was watching the Impulsive show. I was watching his vlogs. Like I actually thought he was very, very smart.
Yeah, no, his Impulsive vlogs are really informative. He does it with some of the biggest, I guess, creators and celebrities episodes in the world. But yeah, I mean, those guys again, like I've just got nothing but love for what they've done in the space. They've kind of paved the way for all these other influencers that are coming along now. So, just impressive.